Subtracting polynomials. Here's our first example. We have a trinomial in the first set of parentheses, and we know that it's a trinomial because it has three terms. And in the second set of parentheses, we have a binomial. There are two terms there. And we know that we need to subtract them because we have a subtraction sign in between them. Now there's several different strategies that you can use when you subtract polynomials. In this video we're going to focus on a method that uses the distributive property. So our first step is to just copy down the first polynomial, except we don't need to include the parentheses. Next we're going to add the number 1 after the subtraction sign, right before the second polynomial. Okay. That subtraction sign along with the 1 we're going to count as a -1 and distribute that throughout the second polynomial. We're going to multiply that -1 times each term. Okay, so when we multiply the -1 times 2x squared, we get -2x squared. And when we multiply the -1 times the +5, we get -5. Okay. Now the parentheses are gone. All we need to do is simplify the expression that we now have by combining like terms. So let's see what like terms we can find there. Okay, we have a 3x squared. We also have an x squared term at the end, the -2x squared. Those will combine to give us 1x squared, or just x squared. And we also have two constant terms, the +10 and -5. When we combine those together, we'll get +5. Okay, and then we have the 6x over there. By itself, there's no other x term to combine it with, so it will stay as it is. So our final result is x squared plus 6x plus 5. Now let's go back and trace every step that we took. The first thing that we did after we brought down the first polynomial was to add a 1 after the subtraction sign. And then we distributed the -1 to the second polynomial. And then we simplified the expression by combining like terms. We're going to follow those same steps in our next example as well. Okay, so we have our steps written there for us. Let's make sure that we follow those. Okay, first we write down the first polynomial as it is, just without the parentheses. Okay, then we write the 1 after the subtraction sign, and we're going to distribute the subtraction sign with the 1. We treat it as a -1 now. Distribute it throughout the terms in the second polynomial. So when we multiply the -1 times 8x cubed, we get -8x cubed. And when we multiply the -1 times the second term there, now we have subtraction. We have -3x. We're going to include that subtraction sign with the 3x and treat it as a -3x. So when we multiply the -1 times -3x, we get a +3x. Okay. Now, very last step is to look for any like terms that we can combine. Okay, we have two terms that have x cubed. So when we combine -x cubed and -8x cubed, that will give us -9x cubed. And then we also have two x terms. +2x and 3x will give us +5x. Putting it together, we have -9x cubed plus 5x. Okay, now it's your turn to try. See if you can find the difference of these polynomials following the steps that we just took. Okay, and if you need more time, you can pause the video. Okay, let's see how we can solve this problem. Okay, we include that 1 there. Okay, and then we distribute the -1 throughout the second polynomial, and we'll end up with this expression. And then we look for any like terms that we can combine. We have two x squared terms, the 3x squared and minus x squared. We also have a pair of x terms, the -2x and positive 5x. Then we have a pair of constant terms, the +1 and -6 there. And after combining all of those like terms, we're left with 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. Great job.